Where should my dead eyes be looking?
Not down this time, whatever you do.
My instinct was to
Having a conversation.
You checked out. You're all
100%. Like someone needed to like power her on. Like it was bad. Hey everyone, welcome back to Beauty Unfiltered. We're here today with Misty, our medical esthetician at Belle Santé Medical Spa. And today we wanted to talk about some skincare. This is Misty's specialty. As an esthetician, she dives into skincare on a daily basis with her clients. So we thought she would be the best person to educate us a little bit on what we should be looking for in our skincare. Hi, Misty.
Hi.
Thanks for coming on.
Happy to be here.
So one of the main questions that we get a lot is about sunscreen. We're getting into the warmer months now, and people want to know what type of sunscreen they should be wearing. What is the SPF for it? How often should they be reapplying it?
SPF is important not just for warm months, but really the whole year. Even on those days where it's very cloudy here, very cold, very gray, those damaging rays are coming through the cloud bank and still doing their wonderful damage to your skin. And so SPF is really important every day, all year long. Minimum 30. There's lots of different types. Really, I think a lot of the SPF choices are what's comfortable for your skin type because they have so many different finishes, tinting, non-tinting, what works best for you, what's most comfortable, but the power of it should be the most important thing you look for. Minimum 30, not in your lotion, separate SPF, making sure you get that protection, not something that's in your makeup that is not working.
Yeah, that's not doing it.
Not at all. And making sure you reapply every couple hours. There's a lot of different products out there that make that easy. I know it always sounds difficult, especially for women who wear makeup. How am I supposed to put that back on after I've already put makeup? There are products out there that do that for you, but especially if you're outdoors in the sun, you need to be reapplying every couple hours.
I mean, we don't sell them here, but there's even like setting sprays and setting powders. I used to use those all the time. It makes it so easy.
Even compacts. Not a makeup compact, but there are brands out there that carry like a sunblock compact so that it just makes the application easier to put over your makeup, that you can blot it on, still get that protection, because it definitely does break down, especially if you're outdoors. Summer months coming up here, people are outdoors. On their boats with all of that reflection off the water.
Yeah.
Very important to up the power of your sunblock, reapply it, making sure you're keeping your skin safe.
Now, I have a quick point on that. I know people always think like, if they're outside, now do you recommend, even if you're indoors, like blue light and all that too? I think people forget about that.
Well, not only just blue light, but like I'm sitting in front of a window.
Yeah.
That sun comes through the window. If you're walking by, it's still coming in, it's still going to damage you. Sun doesn't just go straight down.
Yeah.
It's definitely going to get you no matter what. Driving in your car.
Yeah. Have you seen like the that split screen
of
like that truck
driver?
Yes.
The truck driver who was driving for like
it's amazing, like
20 years or something,
different.
and literally just the one side of his face was sun damaged because he was sitting by the window.
And you would be amazed at not everybody's obviously to that degree, but almost everybody that comes in, their left side is always the worst, unless they happen to be that one person that always rides passenger and it's their right, but almost always the left side is much more pigmented than the right side.
Because of driving.
Because it coming through that window. Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
So crazy.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen the twins where one twin wore sunscreen and the other didn't?
No.
I've seen that one.
God,
it's
Google
insane.
Really?
It was actually that one the other day caused me to come in here and buy the Image sunscreen. I'm on God. I was like, oh, that's bad. I gotta get me some sunscreen.
I mean, and there was really no reason not to wear it. There's so many different options out there these days. You can do a tinted one if you're not someone who wants to put on makeup. You can do a non-tinted if you are the person who likes to wear makeup. Put it on under your makeup. I mean, there's so many different finishes and options. There's really no excuse not to put it on.
We've even got the new the Serum ones. So light.
That Serum one is really fantastic finish. It goes on really, really light. Gives you just a sheer finish. Doesn't really feel like you're not.
Because so many people are like, well, I don't really want to wear it because I'm so used to like that zinc that's in it and that like ghost Casper white face. But like that's not the case anymore. There are so many great sunscreens that are out there that feel just like a moisturizer.
Absolutely.
You've got options. I mean, obviously there are those cakey ones.
Sure.
Gross,
absolutely.
Or the ones that have that silicone-y feel.
Yeah.
I mean, it definitely have to figure it out.
Like a primer, but
right. I mean, that's all I'm wearing under like my blush right now is I'm not wearing like a makeup. I'm just wearing a tinted SPF.
No, same. I've got the image tinted one.
Same.
On.
Yeah.
Just a little bit over the top, just a concealer.
Yeah, it works great.
It's that easy, girlies.
So, sunscreen, phenomenal, year round, love it. One of the main questions that we get outside of sunscreen is retinol. Retinol is probably like the most, I don't want to even call it taboo product, but so many people come in here and the moment you mention retinol to them, they go, oh no, I tried it once, my face peeled, it's awful, I hate it.
I'm too sensitive for
it. But really, everyone should be using it.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
It's definitely one of the strongest tools in as far as anti-aging goes. And actually acne. It's not just anti-aging, which is really the title it gets. It really helps with acne as well because it's just causing a lot of cell turnover.
Yeah, so true.
So it really helps all of that. But I think those people that come in and say those things are people that tried it from a doctor where it was like a medical prescription at its strongest point.
A lot more concentrated.
Absolutely. And so does it do that? Absolutely. But there are different ways to apply it. For one, you can do it in a serum instead. I mean, Image carries one that has an alpha hydroxy acid in it. And what that'll do is go kind of behind the retinol's strong effect and simmer it down. So alpha hydroxy acids help reduce inflammation and redness, so you don't get that chapped, scaly, red feeling, but you're still getting the cell turnover. So that's an option. Those people that do want to stick with that prescription strength, you can always, use it maybe 3 days a week, which is better than no days, or you can add it to your moisturizer to like dilute it a little bit so that you don't have that crazy effect, because nobody wants to be walking around scaly and red and irritated.
Right.
But retinol is absolutely fantastic, and everybody should be using it at night.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, would you recommend people still using retinol in the summer months?
I would definitely tell those people at night again.
Okay.
And I mean, because it's such a great tool, I want you to use it, but I also want you to be an adult and put on your sunblock. So it does make you
be hyper vigilant about the sunblock. If
so
you
it does make
those
you
active
sun
products.
sensitive. It is going to cause burning if you're not being vigilant. But I don't want to tell somebody like, oh, don't use it anymore. Because, I mean, unless you're that person that says, I'm going to be honest, I'm out on a boat every single day, I'm not going to reapply my sunblock, then I'd be like, okay, well then don't use it for those 3 months, because I don't want you to damage your skin either.
For sure.
But again, so put your sunblock on. There's lots of choices. We just told you.
Right. Aside from retinol and SPF, what would you say is the number one product everyone needs other than those two?
Vitamin C.
Vitamin C. And why would
Absolutely.
you say vitamin C over anything else?
I just think it's one of those basic things that everybody can be using, because there's lots of great products out there for different people, in which case I'd have to look at you and say, you know what's going to be best for that specific problem? This. But for everybody on the planet, vitamin C is a wonderful tool. It just does so much. It's an antioxidant, so it's going to protect your skin from the awfulness that's out in the air. It's a hydrator. It's going to help with cell turnover. It brightens, it lightens, so it's going to help with pigmentation. It does it all. It helps boost collagen and elastin, so anti-aging. I mean, it's got something for everyone. That everyone should just be using it. It's kind of like the opposite of retinol. Plus, if you put it on in the morning, it boosts your SPF. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's one of those things where you can't go wrong. Like, no matter what you've got going on in your skin, it's going to help you in
Absolutely.
some way.
I agree. Yeah. I really couldn't think of a case where I'd be like, oh, you shouldn't use it.
Yeah.
I mean, other than someone being absolutely allergic to it.
Yeah, right.
But honestly, I don't know that I've ever met anybody who told me
girl.
I'm allergic to it. Yeah. It's fine. Just keep going.
And then, so those are just 3 products right there that we recommend everyone using.
Yeah.
Now, there are so many other products that are out there, and I think people get really intimidated by skincare.
Oh, for sure. There's so
Absolutely.
many options. It's overwhelming. I mean, I get it.
And like the steps of what do I do? When do I do it? Is it
Absolutely.
the same for everyone? Does it change? Like,
And the field doesn't make it easier. You know, like you walk into a Sephora or an Ulta, please don't do that. But if you do, there's just so much to choose from. And they can tell you whatever they want. Hey, this is going to do this, even if it doesn't, because there's nobody governing them.
right.
Yeah,
So you
well,
really
as
have to
someone
talk-
that worked there, it
Yeah.
was whatever I wanted to sell.
Yes.
Like, I would never steer someone wrong, but you are right, where it's like, here it's where, like, you're coming in, it's a little more intimate. You're here for a facial. Let's actually talk about it. You're not trying to just be like, take this thing, please.
And I want to say that most estheticians are going to agree with me when I say this, because this is how I feel, but I I, as a professional, am only going to give you what you need because you're going to go out and say, this is the person that helped me.
Absolutely.
And if you look awful because I gave you something you didn't need, then that's going to make me look awful.
Yeah.
And so I want, that's my job. I want to help people. I want people to feel their best because when you look good, you feel good. And so I'm definitely not going to give people something that they don't need. Also, it is overwhelming. And so usually when people come in, I do just start them off on, I tell everybody, take these basics, get a good cleanser, get a good exfoliator, and get a good cream. Start there.
Yeah.
Obviously SPF as well. And then next month when you come in, let's talk about where you are and how you feel about those steps and whether you're ready to add in another product.
I like that.
Yeah.
You start them
Great
out small.
process.
Yes, because
That's
if you
great.
give them 10 products and tell them to go home, those 10 products are going to
Absolutely
sit
not.
on the counter.
They're
not going to
sitting
use
on
them.
that counter.
It's
I'm
overwhelming.
not picking one up.
Nobody knows what to do with all
They
that.
might wash their face. That would be it.
So what would you say is like the order that everyone should follow, like skincare steps when they're doing their nightly or daily routine? What should they start with? What should they end with?
Definitely a cleanser, a good cleanser. You can start with a very mild one. It doesn't have to be anything that has crazy actives in it, although eventually you're probably going to get to the point where you do prefer that because you're getting a handle on it. If it's a nighttime routine, I try to get people in with an oil cleanser before their other cleanser, but really just a basic cleanser is where you need to absolutely start.
Start with the cleanser.
A couple times a week you need to be exfoliating to make sure you're getting all those dead cells off,
Yeah,
making
so
sure your
important.
body's doing the cell turnover that you need to stop the aging, and then a good cream.
Okay.
I mean, I can always recommend one that you can use morning and night. It's usually better to use a heavier one at night because that's when your body is doing most of its recovery and repair work is while you sleep. But I know some people don't want to dive that far into the pool, so like a cream minimum.
Okay.
And usually the next month they come back and it's like, okay, let's throw a serum in there, which goes on before your cream. So let's cleanse again, let's exfoliate again, let's add a serum and your cream. And then, you just keep building from there.
It's perfect. I think so many people get lost in the steps there, so that's perfect.
Lost in the sauce. I always just say that start with cleanser and then go like thinnest product to thickest
Absolutely. I
product.
was just going to say that. Yeah.
Don't go layering a serum over a
No,
moisturizer.
that's a really
It's
good rule
not
of
going
thumb.
through.
Start with your cleanser and then,
And then even as you get along, like I use a couple serums. You can layer
yeah.
them together, and
little
it's
skincare
same
smoothie.
thing. You're absolutely right. Thinnest serum. I
Smoothie.
like that. Yeah.
I'm not that original, but
that's good.
But yeah,
guys.
thinnest serum to thickest, and then your cream. Because when it's a thick cream, that serum can't
can't
penetrate through
It's
that
not
cream. So
going to,
you're just
right.
You're doing
wasting it.
nothing.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much, Misty.
Thank
we
you.
really appreciate
Absolutely.
it. I think we've definitely helped shed some light on some skincare and
Good.
some important products that everyone should be using. So thank you guys so much. We appreciate it, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.